Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Evalyn. I'm your online librarian, and today I am joined by...
I am Monty Harper, and Miss Evalyn is my client.
This is my father, children's singer-songwriter Monty Harper, and sometimes when I am feeling a little bit stuck on a story time, I just can't quite find the perfect song for the topic that I want to share. I turn to my in-house songwriter and I go, hey, can you write me a song? I am working on a superhero story time, which is a super fun concept, but I haven't found any superhero songs for kids that I love that would work for story time. There are several superhero songs for kids that I think are great, but there's a certain level of interactivity you need for a storytime song. It can't just be me singing at the audience. And so I was like, maybe I need something a little more custom built.
Yeah, and then a lot of superhero themes when I start, when you think about what do you want the song to say or be about, it's like, it's a little mature for 3- and 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out how to kind of simplify things without dumbing it down.
I thought it would be fun to film behind the scenes for you guys so you could see sort of the process of how we are working together as a children's musician and a children's librarian to use both of our special sets of skills.
Yeah, to come up with a really good and creative and useful song.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend y'all aren't even here.
Yeah, so I think that's...
Wait. I can say what's wrong with it.
Yeah, sure. What's wrong with it?
Well, I think the superhero, saying that 3 times, is a lot of time to fill where the kids may not have much to do unless you come up with something.
If I heard that song and it was like a finished song, I would go, maybe I can adapt this, right? Like, I can change that chorus a little bit so I am having them echo me. It's not built into the song to like really encourage any sort of movement, except for like one line about raising your arms, right? But otherwise, I would have to figure out what like motions to do and figure out like what kind of, like where am I going to pause and give the instructions, and like that's something I feel comfortable and capable doing, and I often do adapt songs in that manner. But most, I would say, children's librarians don't actually receive a lot of formal training in how to use music in a library setting, and so wouldn't necessarily either feel comfortable or know or have the instincts or have the skills to be able to adapt something in that way. And so I'm not only thinking about what's going to work for me, but I'm thinking about what would work if I wanted to share this song with other librarians. I want to give them something that they can do.
Which I appreciate, because if I'm going to write the song, I want lots of people to learn it.
Yeah.
And use it. That was my first attempt, and it was just right after you said, can you write a superhero song?
I should clarify that you don't usually write for the age level that I'm asking you to when I ask you to write me a
like
storytime
2- and
song.
3-year-olds.
My storytime audience ranges often from birth to age 5, and your audience is usually more elementary age.
It starts at age 5
Yes.
and goes up from there.
And so as I'm having you write stuff for me, and as we're having conversations about how I use music, like, you're actually actively learning how to write for a slightly different audience of children.
Yeah, so after we talked a little bit more about it, let's see. It was my second attempt, and then I have a third attempt.
Okay.
And I do this a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and usually with a client, by the time I share it with them, it might be my third or fourth attempt. You're a special client, because we're kind of working together on this. And that's fine if that's how the client wants to be. But sometimes a client doesn't have the patience for that or the imagination for it, where I go, well, this isn't the final thing, but what do you think of this? They're like, just give me the final thing.
I can fly.
Okay, that's this.
My arms reaching out.
This is
I
two.
can fly. From above, I can scout like a spy. You can wave to me up in the sky. Say I can run with the speed of a jet. I can run with the speed of a jet. I can run. No one's out me yet, and it's fun. See me
That's
shoot
cute.
like a beam through the sun. See me run, run, run.
Beam.
Yeah, that doesn't quite fit.
I heard bee.
Bee, oh.
So,
I'm going to shoot like a
bee
bee from the sun. No, so that was that. And that one is what led to a lot of the questions, because I'm off camera. This is what led to a bunch of those questions, because it's like, I can fly with my arms reaching out, I can fly. And it's like, okay, I can fly. I'm a superhero, I can fly. So what?
Yes.
And, I mean, for a toddler, maybe that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
But my songwriting sensibility, I'm like, this needs to be about something, and it feels a little shallow.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people think, oh, they're 3, they can't handle, like, deeper meaning, but, like, that's not true. 3-year-olds are actively little knowledge sponges, right?
Right.
So.
And you want to layer things.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to react to it on a surface level, but also have something deeper.
And
That if they miss out, if they don't notice that, it's fine.
Mhm.
They're reacting on a surface level. But if they hear the song 20 times,
yes, exactly.
it's soaking in.
It's soaking in, and 20 times over, right? Preschool story time is 3 to 5. That's 3 years of development that they could be hearing the song multiple times.
Right, each time they're a little older and they're going to get a little more out of it. Do we want superhero tropes like costumes, sidekick, car, nemesis, name, hideout? Do we want, I know we want motions kids can do. Fly, run, lift, sling, swing, spy, blow, hear, jump, sneak. All kinds of superhero actions.
Yeah.
But then I say purpose for actions. Is it like a real superhero purpose, like they're fighting bad guys? Or is it more of a kid-sized super purpose, like they're cleaning trash up off the beach or something, making the world a better place? Or is it a real-life purpose where they're pretending to use superpowers to do things like pick up their room or brush their teeth? And then what it means to be a superhero, saving lives, doing good, being a good role model, truth, justice, the American way, Superman. You.
My desire to do superhero story time was highly influenced by recently watching the new Superman movie.
Right, and so all life is worth protecting,
Yeah.
and the kind of person you are is up to you. Those were
What I added, yeah.
your messages. What about on the musical level? What kind of participation do we want? Call and response, sing along. It needs to be physical. Should it be a cumulative song? You said no.
Mm-hmm.
It should have actions. It could have sound effects. And we talked about maybe including the power pose.
Love the power pose idea.
And then I was asking about point of view. Is the singer a superhero? And you said maybe use we instead of I.
We is really great for encouraging them to participate without having to keep encouraging them to participate. If you're saying we, that automatically includes them.
And you said it would be fun to lead a what kind of superhero would you be conversation before the song or after the song or both.
Yes. So I can explain that a little bit more. When I am picking elements to put together into a story time and deciding what order they're going to be in, I think about what are the conversations I'm going to have with the kids surrounding these elements. Because we're always trying to get them to think about what we're sharing with them, right? So when we're reading a book, we're asking them questions about the book, but I also try to introduce things in a way that makes them think. And so I mentioned that it would be nice to be able to, at some point in the story time, ask them, if you had a superpower, what superpower would it be? What kind of superhero would you be? Because that makes them think a little bit and position themselves within the larger framework of story that we're talking about. I try to look for things that, like, naturally lead to those conversations or, like, underscore the conversations that we're having.
I mean, that's a value that I put on my songwriting as well. I want the song to make the listener think about something and spark their imagination. And I love making it about the kids and what do they have to bring to the table. It's always surprising. It's always fun. That brings us to the current version based on that feedback.
All right.
Which I don't feel like I'm finished with.
Okay.
At all. But you can give me some feedback on whether you think I'm heading the right direction with it. Feet apart, hands on hips, expand my chest, lift my lips, lift my chin. But lips works and it rhymes, I don't know. That's a little weird.
Don't love lips.
Yeah, I don't love lips.
Yeah, I like starting.
Yeah, get that pose. And then, if I could be a superhero, what kind of super would I be? So the song will pose that question. And then each verse is a different, like, prototype superhero. I could be a web slinger, shooting webs where I point my fingers, swinging down the street, climbing walls with sticky feet. I could be a gadget master, forge a shield and a laser blaster. I'd make some wings to help me fly and zap the bad guys from the sky. I could be a great green smasher, a big-time crime wave party crasher. I'd roar and stomp and throw and thrash and turn the bad guys into trash. So I'm thinking of Spider-Man, Batman, and the Hulk.
The Hulk, yes.
And just kind of doing a general portrait of that style. And so, which do you want to be? And then I would have a verse that's, I'm going to be a super kiddo and I'll be the kind of hero who will care for people's needs with my super deeds, something like that, where we bring it down to, this is the style, but what is it all about?
Yeah.
Underneath in the last verse or in a bridge or something.
I like that.
I'm trying to use a lot of action words so that they could act out each one.
Yeah, I think what might work better, because again, like there's a lot of, I like these lyrics. Starting there, I like this concept. This is a good concept. I think what would work actually. No. Okay, hold on. Hi. You moved. I think having a chorus that repeats, so they have something that is the same every time that they can sing along to.
Oh yeah, I don't have a chorus yet.
Yes, and then that is where I would probably have them do the action that corresponds to what the verse was just about. Kind of like with You're a Dinosaur.
Okay.
Where, they get an instruction to, okay, now we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna, not cumulative like You're a Dinosaur, but where the instructions come after the verse that, like, introduces the, yes. You typed a lot, I assume.
I typed what you said.
Okay, cool.
You say not cumulative. It could be one of those things where you make it cumulative very easily or not.
I go back and forth, because I want it to be, and this is the challenge when you're working with a range of kids, right? A range of ages, because 3 to 5 is, like, an incredibly...
Yeah, there's a lot of development goes on in that.
Yes, and then even one 5-year-old versus another 5-year-old, like, everyone has different strengths. I want them to be deeply engaged, right? And it is easier for them to be deeply engaged when there's less stuff to try to recall. But at the same time, I want them to be able to practice their recall, specifically because recognizing the order that things came in is part of being prepared to read. But not every piece of every story time has to be practicing all of our literacy skills. Right? So I will call myself open to cumulative if what you come up with I think works. But, like, I don't think I would do You're a Dinosaur with this age level of kids. But that actually has less to do with the cumulative part and more to do with, like, the length and complicated nature of both the verses and the subject matter. This is less complicated. So maybe we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Would you want to make it a guessing song? Because, like I said, here's a verse that's really about the Hulk.
No.
But
I don't want to make it
sort of a generic Hulk, but
a
it could
guessing
be the
song.
actual Hulk.
No. You asked me before if I wanted to include specific superhero names. I don't think I do.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a song recently, where there is like a shout out a thing, right? But it's not really a guessing like thing, right? It's an open ended question. There could be multiple answers, right? The song is about getting dressed, and it's we're getting geared up to go outside, and what do you need to get ready for the ride? You need something on your head. Something on your head is called
A steeple.
I'm going for hat, but if they said headband
Beanie.
or beanie or tiara, like someone who's really into princesses maybe would say a crown, all of those are acceptable answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not guessing.
Oh, I was just picturing, the reason I said, do you want them to guess? Picture if you read, I could become a great green smasher. Some of them are going to say, the Hulk! It's the Hulk!
Yeah, maybe,
You know,
and then...
And that's okay if they do.
Yeah, and I can adapt to that. I can go, oh, if you were a superhero, would you want to be like the Hulk? Do you like the Hulk? Like, I will definitely engage with that, but I don't want that to be, like, the goal of the song. Okay. Yeah. You did just list off 3 male superheroes as your inspiration?
Yeah, you want girl superheroes.
I want girl superheroes in there.
Is there an archetype you want to suggest?
See, that's the problem, and we talked about this. Now we're getting into, like, critiquing superheroes.
In general,
and we had this conversation about Lady Flash.
Girl is the archetype.
Yes, girl is...
And you don't want to...
The archetype.
I could be a girl superhero, too.
Yes. I think the issue is that... Well, it's not that... I mean, kind of, girl is the archetype. I think there are female examples of every single one of these. They are usually the female counterpart to a specific male hero, right? You said Batman and Spider-Man and the Hulk.
Yeah.
All 3 of those have a female counterpart who is just the girl version.
Girl Hulk.
She-Hulk and Batgirl and various different female
Spider-Babe.
I don't know if there is a superhero archetype that I can think of where the first hero you think of is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from Wonder Woman. But I don't know how I would, like, describe her in this manner.
I could fly an invisible plane.
Or somebody could leave a comment telling me about a female superhero I'm not thinking of.
What's a good female superhero?
Good female superhero who is... Storm is kind of... She's from the X-Men. She's sort of the most popular hero with her power set.
Controlling the weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four. So those are both examples where I actually think of them first.
Good job. Thank
Yay!
You. That helps.
Took me a second.
Yeah, so I had the 3 examples, but once I have the song format down, and you're like, yes, this is working, then I could write 20 verses, and we'll pick the best, the ones we like the best.
Yeah.
But I have to write 2 or 3 to just kind of get the idea of where I'm headed with it.
So you're going to take what we just talked about, and you're going to craft a draft of this song.
Craft a draft.
And if you want to see what he ends up coming up with, we're making a part 2 to this video that's going to drop over on the Monty Harper channel. So you'll be able to hear the next iteration before it ends up in my story time. And
my Monday Melodies.
Your Monday Melodies. Either there will be a link to it somewhere up here in the description, or you'll have to,
There it is.
There it is. Or, you know, go subscribe to his channel so you don't miss it.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
They subscribe to your channel too.
Yeah, if you aren't already.
So they don't miss the story time.
They don't miss the story time.
Exactly.
Lots of exciting things coming up with this collaboration. With that being said, my name is Miss Evalyn. I have had so much fun being your online librarian today, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.